Alright, so the last method we're going to talk about is withdrawal, aka the pull-out method. This is more like a lifestyle choice. This is the act of pulling out the penis from the vagina right before ejaculation. It works best if you use it with another contraceptive or barrier method. This is because it must be timed correctly. If semen ends up in the vagina, you could potentially get pregnant. By ejaculating away from the vagina, you can prevent pregnancy, but you do have to do it right every time, and you have to do it every single time. So, what are the pros and cons? Well, pros include the fact that this method is always available. You don't have to go anywhere to buy it, and it's free. There are no side effects or hormones used, and if you use it in addition to other birth controls, it could make them more effective. However, it's really only 78% effective, so if you're really concerned about getting pregnant, this might not be the best choice. It's really easy to mess up and definitely requires more experience, self control, and trust. It also does not protect against STIs, so you'll need to use barrier methods to protect against them. Alright, so now we're going to go through some scenarios and talk out what contraceptive methods might make the most sense. Alright. So Casey is an 18-year-old female who has just started school at CMU. College is so much more hectic than she thought it was going to be. She's still trying to figure out her work-life balance and doesn't even always remember to eat breakfast in the morning. Throughout the week, she's quite busy with school, but on the weekends, Casey and her friends usually go at the parties. Recently, Casey has started seeing this guy that lives on her floor. They've been getting more and more intimate, and Casey has started to worry more about getting pregnant. Based on what you know about contraceptives, what contraceptives would you recommend for her? Alright, so go ahead and pause the video here to think about what your answer might be. Have you thought about it? Alright. So, one major takeaway from Casey's life is that she's very busy. College is a stressful time, and we can see that Casey's very busy, and we don't want birth control to just be one more thing stressing her out. So, because of this, Casey should probably choose a contraceptive that's more low maintenance. Since Casey is busy and probably doesn't want to remember taking her birth control on top of everything else, this eliminates birth control pills since they need to be taken daily. She's also worried about pregnancy, so she's going to want a method that's super effective. This eliminates the withdrawal method. The patch needs to be replaced weekly and the ring monthly, so Casey probably wants something that lasts longer than that. The birth control shot often isn't always offered by university health services, so it would be inconvenient for Casey to get that one. As a result, Casey would probably want to either get the IUD or implant because once those are in, she doesn't have to worry about them. Plus, they both last for multiple years, so she can go about her life and not worry about pregnancy. Alright, let's go through one more scenario. Sam's a 31-year-old female who has recently just gotten married. Her and her partner are moving into a new home together in her hometown. While she's really happy with her situation, her and her partner have already started talking about kids. This scares Sam a little bit, who while definitely wants kids, doesn't want them right now. So, she's decided to look into some birth control options. She wants to be able to decide when she does want to start trying to have kids. So she really wants an option that's easily reversible. She would also prefer an option that was not as invasive. Based on what you know about contraceptives, what contraceptives would you recommend? So go ahead and pause the video and think about your answer. Alright, let's walk through some possible solutions. Something that Sam seems to really prioritize is having a non-invasive birth control option. This is totally valid, and Sam should be comfortable with the contraceptive method she wants. This would probably eliminate the ring, IUD, and the implant, as these are more invasive options. The IUD and implant are also methods that require going to the doctors to insert and remove. She also said she isn't ready for kids, so she definitely wants an effective option. This eliminates withdrawal since that option is only 78% effective. When the time comes though, Sam wants to be able to have that option immediately. Sometimes with the shot, it can take up to 10 months afterwards before the patient can get pregnant, so we would recommend this option either. This leaves the pill or the patch. Both seem to fit Sam's needs. Neither are invasive and both are extremely flexible and reversible. While they are higher maintenance than some other options, Sam seems to be willing to put in that little extra work. Alright, and that wraps up our contraceptives module. In total, we talked about 7 different contraceptives. So let's go over our learning objectives one more time. We wanted to be able to identify different types of contraceptives, starting with IUDs, implants, then shots, rings, patches, pills, and finally withdrawal. We also wanted to learn how to recall pros and cons of each contraceptive. General pros we saw were including regulating, lightening, or stopping periods and reducing cramps. The fact that its cost is usually covered by insurance. And we also talked about the effectiveness of each method, how easy they are to use or remember, and how some have health benefits. Some cons we saw are that there are methods that use hormones that have side effects like spotting, bleeding between periods, as well as possible nausea, headaches, and breast pain. But most of the side effects, if they're experienced, go away in a few months. Also, these contraceptive methods that we talked about don't protect against STIs. We also learned how to access different types of contraceptives through your healthcare provider and how to utilize all of this information to determine which contraceptive you would use in your life, if applicable.